Your name is Jacobo Quetano?
Soy abogado, miembro de la Comisión de Derechos Humanos de El Salvador, encargado del Departamento Jurídico.
I am a lawyer. I am a member of the Human Rights Commission in El Salvador, and I am in charge of its legal department.
Nuestra comisión nace el 1 de abril de 1978.
Our commission started on April 1st, 1978.
Formada por profesionales independientes.
It was formed by independent professionals. Fundamentally, our work consists of aiding in a moral, legal, and economic way all those persons who suffer the effects of war and repression in El Salvador. Because of the work that we carry out in denouncing repression, our government considers us to be in the opposition. Our work, both through documentation and through testimonies, has shown that it is the government that is responsible for the violation of human rights. Because of the work that our commission undertakes, it has been the object of different attacks, also threats delivered over the phone. The office has been machine gunned. There has been a destruction carried out by bombs of our office. 3 members of our commission have disappeared, and 4 members have been assassinated. Recent assassination was the one that was carried out in March of last year of our president.
On May 10th, we left our land to go to the capital, and we abandoned our homes and belongings the same day, because they said if we didn't abandon things on that day, the next day we would become prisoners.
We went as far as the capital in a pickup, and from there we went to Costa Rica. Yes, at first, the church helped us. Afterward, they told us about the existence of the United Nations, and we went there to ask for assistance, money, in order to survive.
At first, we had to sleep on the floor. The people who were there already weren't leaving. We were with another of my sisters who was pregnant, who also had to sleep on the floor. But after, with people's help, we lived a little better.
This was the reason we were so desperate in Costa Rica. Because with refugee status, we were prohibited from working in that country. In order to live a normal life, we were thinking we might find work, so we came to Canada looking for it. We had heard that Canada was a more democratic country because it is a free country. We had heard people say for a long time that Canada was so free. Each person lives their life. If they want to, they can communicate with their friends. If they work, they live well. For me, peace is life, not money. The solution is not in money, but in living normally. I was a coffee producer. I like to grow coffee. I also grew corn, beans, basic grains, and cattle.
So you had many cows, a lot of cows.
Yeah.
And 2 horses.
We made cheese, cooked beans, eggs, chicken, and corn. The corn was washed and then ground. Tortillas were made. It was a lot of work. Did you have your own house?
Yes, I did.
Mi casa, desgraciadamente, pasó el
But
ejército.
unfortunately, the army passed through and put a bomb inside,
Me le pusieron fuego, una
and it
bomba.
caught fire.
Pero después
After
de
you
la
escaped?
salida.
Después, cuando yo ya no estaba
Yes, afterwards.
Nos amarraron de los
They
dedos pulgares.
tied our hands behind our backs by the thumbs, as appears on the symbol of this tribunal. They made me lie down face up, 1 meter from the edge of the ravine, and started to cut my throat in various places with a knife. I think they were trying to find the jugular vein in order to kill me. The officer who was giving me these wounds said to the others, "This son of a bitch is now finished, and we should throw him down the ravine."
Coming to Canada at the very beginning, when you first came to the airport. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
in
Remember Day.
Yeah, you remember? Memorable day?
Remember the day.
What do you remember from the day?
Well, dormimos en Toronto.
We slept in Toronto,
El siguiente día nos fue a recoger el padre
and then we went to Father Kelly's.
que representaba
He represented
la
the
comunidad
community
de
of
Reed.
Reed.
Ellos fueron nuestro responso. Como lo mismo Jim Jordan.
He had prayed that we would get a sponsor, and Jim Jordan was the sponsor.
Nosotros vivimos por 2 años.
We lived for 2 years in Jim Jordan's house.
Lo primero
The first thing we saw was that Canada was not a poor country.
una de las buenas
Good
perspectivas
prospects
para
for
el
the
futuro.
future.
Canadá se veía mucho
Canada had a lot of movement,
y
and we saw that
vimos
this
este
country
país
might
puede
give us a
tener futuro
future
para nosotros, siempre y cuando
if and when we
aprendamos
learned
inglés,
English,
porque el problema
because
para
the
nosotros
problem for
hasta
us
entonces
until
era
then
el inglés.
was the English.
How did you feel not being able to speak, not being able to say even one word?
Es una tristeza llegar a un país
It's sad to arrive in a country where one wants to express oneself, to say what one is feeling, and not be able to.
Fue muy duro, ¿no? Para nosotros, porque la verdad que uno deseara a veces
It was very hard for us.
contar cosas
We wanted to
y
say
no
things and we
poder, ¿no?
couldn't.
Pues el Señor trataba donde vivíamos, el que fue responsable de nosotros.
The man where we lived tried.
Él
Jim
trataba
Jordan, the man
con
responsible
nosotros
for
de
us,
comunicarse.
he tried.
Bueno, él
He
nos
wanted to
hablaba,
communicate
¿verdad?
with us,
Pero en inglés, sí.
so he spoke English, and we didn't understand him.
Sí. Para él, bueno, como al mes de haber estado ahí, empezamos a ir al curso
After
de
about a
inglés,
month of this, we began to attend English classes, and we started to talk to him.
a platicar con él, ¿no? Él veía, pues, que ya, como no podíamos
He saw
decir
that we
ni una
couldn't,
palabra
not one
siquiera
word in
inglés,
English.
¿verdad? Entonces él, donde le preguntaba a la gente, ¿y cómo van ellos?
When
en el
people
inglés?
asked him, "How are they doing in English?" he would say, "Very well," because he saw the difference after we went to school,
Ya empezábamos
and
a
we
hablar
began to
con él.
speak a few words with him.
Él muy contento, ¿no? Y le contaba a la gente.
He was very happy, and he told people that we were learning a lot of English.
So the leaves are falling. Now, in El Salvador, there is no winter, right? Is there a winter? No.
When we came to Canada, I really liked TV. That's how I learned a lot of English. I watched a lot of
Practicing.
television. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to teach Spanish.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Because it's
Yeah.
a nice language. I like it.
Los hijos aquí.
And the children here in Canada, what do they think about life? That it's a lot better?
Parece que son
They seem to be like us, lovers of peace and freedom. They like to live here in peace. It doesn't matter that we're poor. Like I said before, for us, peace is worth a great deal. Being free from political problems.
On the morning of October 12th, 1981, something occurred at your home in San Salvador. Can you explain what happened that morning?
On October 12th, 1981, between 2:30 and 3 a.m., members of the security police in uniform opened the door and pushed their way into our house. They started beating me for a while. And kicking and hitting me with their guns. While they were beating me, they kept on saying that I was there because I was a university student, and university students were dangerous people for the government. After the 2 hours, they changed their method, and they started to apply electric shocks on different parts of my body.
Were you allowed to sleep at all?
No, porque ellos llegaban, me dejaban 1 hora.
I was never really allowed to sleep because I would be tortured for about an hour and then left. And then I fainted, and then they would come back and subject me to a different type of interrogation and torture. Among the things they did is they put a hood full of lime inside, and I would not be able to breathe. And when I fainted, they would take it off and apply a different kind of torture or a different kind of interrogation. One night, 3 of us were taken to this hill, and they took the blindfold from our eyes. And one yelled, "Please don't kill me." And he was shot.
Right now, my wife Ophelia and I are working in Wellington, harvesting mushrooms. It's good work, not boring. Sometimes we work 12 hours a day. Yes, we work a lot, but the work is easy, and we're still working there.
You like the work? Is it very different from the work in your country?
Yes, of course. But after what we've been through, we are making family history. We are not ashamed of the work. On the contrary, we're happy to be working. We're people who love to work. I think that the gospel is the same in all parts of the world. I don't know, because it cannot be explained in the same way everywhere. They don't explain the gospel in the same way where there is more injustice. They have to explain it a little differently. You can't preach the word of God to empty stomachs. For example, in the country of El Salvador, there are barefoot people. There are people who die at the door of a hospital because there is no medicine. People who don't have houses, or if they live in a house, it is in such bad shape that a Canadian wouldn't put up with it for even one day. That is the reality. We have seen a lot of poverty. This is the reason that some priests had to speak differently to these people, to make changes that are truly necessary. You have to live in such situations in order to appreciate them. If you only see them in movies or on the news, it's not the same as living through them. No. So I think that all Canadians know what is going on in Central America. But not all of them have a clear picture of it. The truth is that when people are very comfortable, they forget about the problems that exist in our countries. I've been away from my country for 7 years, and we haven't forgotten what we saw and what happened to us.
Van a pasar a la casa, van a explicar si aquí con... Tal vez por un momento. What have you been doing?
Bye.
Good. Study. I don't think I know.
There are very good people. Where we live in the country, people are very friendly with us.
In the country, the people are always more considerate, more feeling, more, I don't know why, but in the country, you find people who are very compassionate, who understand the situation more. But there are good people everywhere.
At any time before you left El Salvador, were you in the army?
I was in the 2nd Paratrooper Battalion in the Salvadorian Air Force. The majority of people who are tortured don't last for very long. Yes, because the tortures that are carried out, you know, they're animal things. They sort of carry on as though they were butchering an animal. If an officer gave me orders to question someone, then what I had to do was beat this person up. And I had to accept this. If he said, you have to kill him, well, then I had to kill him.
¿Cómo le dicen ustedes en inglés? Los chiles, los tomates, los vegetables. I got him.
So you didn't have to buy vegetables sometimes for a couple of months?
A couple of months I don't spend any money for. I produce my own green peppers, zucchinis, tomatoes, potatoes, many things. Sí, a mí me gusta permanecer haciendo algo, ¿no?
I like to keep busy. I do this when I come from work.
Cuando vengo de mi trabajo, porque a veces estoy trabajando, ¿no?
When I come from the factory, I work in the garden in the afternoons to feel better.
En las tardes, en los ratos del lugar, estoy trabajando para sentirme más
I imagine that this is a large piece of land where I am producing, to remind me of times in the past.
You miss it a lot?
Oh, of course, I miss it. Doing this makes me feel better, to forget everything. Feel like a Canadian, because all of our friends stop the car and say, "Hey, how's the garden?"
What are you doing?
The people from here come and talk to you.
Good garden or something. That made me fun and salty.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it.
Ophelia, what's your opinion of the role of women here? Is it very different? Oh yes, it is very different because I see women here in Canada are, how should I say? Yes, they are very liberated, while in my country, in what way? Well, here I see the young girls go out, while in my country they are not allowed to go out. Like walking in the streets? Yes, like going to the movies. They are very liberated here, while in my country it is very different. Women here have a job, and in my country, no. Looking after children, making sure the meals are ready for your husband, and, well, here it's different because here men also have to cook, wash dishes. In my country, they aren't used to that, eh? Well, and is this better or worse? Of course. I say it is better because it is also good that men help a bit in the house, no? And Julio, do you agree?
Yes, it is good. What can I say?
Speaking about impressions of Canada, have you changed your opinions over the past 3 years in Canada? Well, a little bit.
Very peaceful. And we have to recognize the cost of this peace and being able to live a free life. Liberty and peace also have their price, right? I never thought that money was all there was to happiness, but rather it is a part of the harmony. As we say, peace is wealth also.
When you came to Canada, did you have any idea at all of this country?
Well, I thought that things would be better for us than what they have been. The truth is that economically we haven't been able to advance. We know that it costs more because the family is large and we don't have the economic resources. So it's logical that here in Canada we have economic problems. Sometimes, unless you get government help, you can't survive. For many of us who are not used to living in misery, sometimes it's a little humiliating to receive some assistance from welfare. We are thankful at the same time, but we feel humiliated because we're not used to it. We're used to being productive, to be able to live a normal life.
Well, I hope to God that one day we will be able to return to El Salvador. Living in another country is not like living in your own land. You miss a lot. But here we are also okay. We like Canada a lot. Do you miss many things?
Of course.
Fruit. There are many fruits that don't exist here.
My family. I remember in December 1979, the whole family met, wondering if it would be for the last time, because there were many problems in the country. We used to meet almost every month to chat, to talk about the family, and to help the children. I remember the last time we met, in December '79. And by 80, 3 or 4 months after, the situation was very difficult, and each one of us had to go wherever we could. I think of the saying, the Hall of Gold never stops being a prison. A person can be doing fine in another country, but when they remember their house, their property, their things, makes them homesick, even though they are doing well. Remembering things is what makes you depressed. Almost makes you feel like dying.
Do
you find the climate very difficult?
We haven't spoken about this. The climate is like the second biggest problem. For sure, the climate is very harsh. The cold hits very hard. But compared with other problems, the cold is something that doesn't kill. There's protection against it.
It is very nice to see the snow because it makes the landscape look very pretty. But it is also hard.
To shovel the snow.
All the witnesses impressed the jury with their forthrightness, honesty, courage, and humanity.
Amigos de la libertad, nos gusta vivir la vida normal.
Those of us who are friends of freedom want to live a normal life. It doesn't matter that we have to work hard, because work gives a person dignity. I say that wherever we are, we should work. It is something that God gave us. And after the work comes the reward. With work, in whatever part of the world we're in, we can survive. It doesn't matter that we had to abandon our property. What we want is to live peacefully. Now, here, everything is okay. We have worked very hard in Canada.